We've got breaking news. Our lead NFL insider Jonathan Jones reporting that the Bears are hiring Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their next head coach.
Tom Pelissero here with breaking news into the NFL Network newsroom. The Chicago Bears have gotten their man. The team has agreed to terms with Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson on a contract to become their new head coach. This was one of the top candidates available in this cycle for the Bears, who are focused on the development of Caleb Williams. It was the type of match that they had to get. Now, this was
The Chicago Bears are at their breaking point, hovering between poor performance and greatness. After a season that left fans frustrated and hungry for change, General Manager Ryan Poles has made it his mission to bring in a revolutionary manager, and he has his sights set on one man, Ben Johnson. Poles knows this isn't just a routine hire. It's the decision that could shape the Bears' destiny for the next decade. With the Lions eliminated from the playoffs, the time to strike is now. The stakes are sky high, and the drama is unfolding as the Bears race against rival teams to land their game-changing head coach.
Just how many there are. This isn't a short list. This is a category. And I think when you look at how many names there are, it's up to 11 or 12 names that have been linked to this job. It's the Bears. And I want to be honest here. I think that the skepticism has been earned. The cynicism is appropriate. So when it is the Bears, I don't trust that they know what they're doing and looking for the next head coach. I'll get past that if they hire a guy like Brian Flores, Mike Vrabel, or Ben Johnson. But this list is so long, I don't know if it feels as strategic as it does desperate to me. They can prove me wrong, but I think I did that.
Chicago Bears turn up the heat after Lions' loss. The Chicago Bears wasted no time in accelerating their search for a new head coach following the Detroit Lions' unexpected playoff exit. General Manager Ryan Poles has been working tirelessly to identify the right leader to turn the team's situation around, seizing the opportunity to target Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. Poles understands the urgency of the moment. After a disappointing season, the Bears need someone who can breathe new life into the organization. Johnson, known for developing one of the league's most explosive offenses, is at the top of the Bears' wish list. By moving quickly, the Bears aim to avoid being outplayed by other teams searching for head coaches. The loss by the Lions may have been devastating for Detroit fans, but for the Bears, it opened a door to potentially secure a game-changing leader. This move is not just about finding a coach, it's about indicating a renewed commitment to success, proving to the NFL that the Bears are ready to fight for their place among the league's elite.
The Chicago Bears are reportedly interviewing Eddie George for the head coaching position Sunday morning. How will that go? Comment down below.
They are interviewing tomorrow. It is this guy, Eddie George. How about that? Who was the head coach at Tennessee State for the last 4 years, was coach of the year in his conference, won his conference. They will interview him tomorrow morning.
Eddie George. Interview, a compliance check, or more. In their quest to find a new head coach, the Bears surprised many by interviewing Eddie George, a legendary player turned college coach. While George's abilities as a leader on and off the field are undeniable, his lack of significant coaching experience at the NFL level caused questions. Many view this move as a compliance check for the NFL's Rooney Rule, which requires teams to interview minority candidates for key positions. While the Bears' commitment to diversity is admirable, the interview with George appears to be more routine than serious. Nonetheless, this move underscores the greater difficulties of balancing league requirements with the pressing need to secure top talent. His charming personality and football IQ are unquestionable, but it seems unlikely that he is being seriously considered for the head coaching role. Still, his name among the contenders adds a layer of mystery to the Bears' search process. By fulfilling their responsibilities with dignity, the Bears can now shift their focus entirely to securing their top choice without further distractions.
Let's start with Chicago. Let's start with Ben Johnson and our thoughts that he will be the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. Peter, how did this come to be?
I think Tom's right. It's a win for the Windy City, and this was the number one candidate to me. You don't have to squint too hard when you see that every team is coveting this guy for 2-3 years, and he chooses the Chicago Bears. That's a win. When he chooses the Chicago Bears, when he had other options. So many options that he declined to even interview with some of these teams that would have given him the job just based on what he's done the last few years. It came down to Raiders and Bears.
Ben Johnson, the Bears' top priority. At the heart of the Bears' head coaching search lies one name, Ben Johnson. As the Lions' offensive coordinator, Johnson has earned a reputation as one of the brightest minds in football, crafting an offense that gave even the toughest defenses nightmares. His talent for innovation, creativity, and maximizing player strengths has made him the top-rated candidate in this year's coaching search. For the Bears, Johnson represents the opportunity to modernize their approach and build a team that can consistently compete with the league's best. Ryan Poles has reportedly made it clear that Johnson is the franchise's top priority, and every effort is being made in order to draw him to Chicago. Johnson's resume speaks for itself, but his personality and leadership qualities also make him a perfect fit for a team looking to change its culture. With promising talent like quarterback Caleb Williams and a fan base hungry for success, Johnson would step into a situation primed for growth.
Yes. It's been since September. Welcome to Raiders Game Day, everybody. Amber Theo Harris along with James Jones and Eric Allen. Look, it's been a long journey. It's been a long season, but every win does count. And I'll tell you, this team deserved it. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 19-14. They have been battling and never quitting, and they deserve to come out with the win. What are your thoughts, EA?
The entire NFL world was just put on alert because this guy has that dog in him. He came back from a 27-0 deficit, third largest in NFL playoffs, and this is already the front runner for the best one of the postseason already. If you missed it, I'm sorry. Just never turn the game off. I don't care if it's 27-0. If this guy's the quarterback, just keep watching because this was insane. Congratulations to all you Jacksonville fans because this was a great game for all NFL fans to watch.
The competition heats up. Raiders and Jaguars enter the race. The race to sign Ben Johnson is not without obstacles, as the Las Vegas Raiders and Jacksonville Jaguars have also set their sights on the offensive genius. Both teams provide appealing opportunities, creating a fierce competition for his services. The Raiders, with their passionate fan base and talented squad, present an attractive deal to any coach. Meanwhile, the Jaguars, led by superstar quarterback Trevor Lawrence, offer the chance to lead one of the league's most exciting young teams. For the Bears, this competition has added pressure to present Johnson with the most attractive package, both financially and professionally. The appeal of Chicago lies in its rich history, loyal fan base, and the opportunity to rebuild an iconic team. However, Poles and his team must act quickly and effectively to outmaneuver their rivals. The battle for Johnson isn't just about hiring a coach. It's about securing the future direction of the organization. For the Bears, missing out on Johnson could mean missing out on the chance to reshape their identity and compete at the highest level.
Let's start with the monsters of the Midway, the Chicago Bears. Yes, what a quantum leap for Caleb Williams. Listen, they had a spectacular offseason. The big question mark for the Bears is Matt Eberflus, the coach. I like the upgraded OC. I obviously like the upgraded quarterback. Schedule is extremely favorable. If the defense can stay healthy and Caleb Williams can stay in the pocket and win and not do too much backyard quarterback, honestly, I think this is a playoff team. I have them 10th best in the NFL. Yes, 10th.
Analysts see a bright future for the Bears. Despite their recent struggles, experts believe the Chicago Bears have the foundational pieces in place for a quick turnaround under the right leadership. The squad includes a mix of promising young talent and experienced veterans, creating an environment set for success. With players like Caleb Williams showing flashes of brilliance, the potential for growth is evident. The Bears also have plenty of salary cap space and draft capital, giving them the flexibility to make significant improvements. Many experts argue that what the team needs most is a visionary coach who can harness these resources effectively. Ben Johnson's offensive creativity could be the ideal spark to unlock the Bears' potential, transforming them into a playoff team. The franchise's leadership, including Ryan Poles and team president Kevin Warren, has been praised for their strategic approach, further encouraging hope about the team's future.
Think of it this way. Think of the pressure that's on Caleb Williams to try and make this thing function, to make this organization function. It's him. He's the only thing that people have as a sliver of hope that things, I can't imagine the way that he feels right now. And he's seen 3 offensive coordinators inside of a season. He saw his coach get fired. He's seen his offensive line, even when fully healthy, be bad. He's seen ridiculous play calls that don't make any sense, concepts that don't match up. He saw one guy who had no idea what he was doing to start his career. He had an offensive coordinator who didn't know what he was doing. And here we are.
Fixing the offensive line, the key to success. If there's one area where the Bears must improve to compete, it's the offensive line. Last season, quarterback Caleb Williams faced constant pressure, resulting in a league-high 68 sacks. This lack of protection not only limited the team's offensive output, but also raised concerns about Williams' long-term health and development. Addressing this issue is non-negotiable for the Bears if they want to maximize their potential. Improving the offensive line would give Williams the time he needs to make plays and unlock the team's full potential for offense. Ben Johnson's success with the Lions was built on a solid offensive line, and the Bears will need to replicate that formula to achieve similar results. Poles has already signaled his commitment to fixing this problem, and the team is expected to prioritize offensive linemen in the market for players and the draft. With the right coaching and players, the Bears can transform their offensive line from a liability into a strength, paving the way for a much more competitive team. This is the first and most crucial step in building a successful culture in Chicago.
Williams can become the quarterback they expected him to be when they selected him with the #1 overall pick. Ben Johnson was obviously one of the leading candidates in this coaching cycle. He was always going to get a job after passing up head coaching opportunities in each of the previous 2 years in Chicago. Have been working on him privately for the last couple of weeks. Finally, after Detroit lost on Saturday night, that enabled them to move into action and to get a deal done before the Las Vegas Raiders or Jacksonville Jaguars could go ahead and hire Ben Johnson.
A critical week ahead for the Bears. The next week could define the Chicago Bears' future, as critical decisions regarding the head coaching position are expected to be made. Ryan Poles and his team are reportedly getting ready for in-person interviews with top candidates, including Ben Johnson. This stage in the search represents the conclusion of weeks of preparation, scouting, and strategy. The Bears understand the significance of these decisions and the impact they will have on the team's future for years to come. Every detail, from the candidate's vision to their leadership style, will be carefully examined to ensure the right choice is made. For fans, the excitement is apparent as they wait to see who will lead their team into the next chapter. Poles has emphasized the importance of finding a coach who aligns with the organization's values and goals, making this decision a crucial turning point for the franchise. If the Bears can secure Johnson or another visionary leader, they will set the stage for a brighter future. The clock is ticking, and the Chicago Bears are on the edge of a historic moment. Ryan Poles has thrown everything into its search for Ben Johnson, knowing the outcome could reshape the franchise's future. Will the Bears secure the offensive genius who can transform their fortunes, or will another team swoop in and steal their prize? The excitement and tension are palpable as Chicago fans anxiously wait for the outcome. A new era could be on the way, one where innovation, resilience, and success define the Bears.